former Vermont governor, Democratic National Chairman Howard Dean is with us now. Governor, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Governor, do you believe the Supreme Court can, in fact, say that the individual mandate part is unconstitutional and the rest of it is constitutional? And do you believe that's what they might do?
I actually think that is what they're most likely to do before, of course, we've heard any arguments. I can't imagine how they're going to decide that this isn't ripe yet, and you'll have some lawyers talking about that.
That's today's argument.
It's a very arcane legal question. But, yeah, I don't believe that they'll support that, and they certainly aren't going to do it from the bench today. I do believe that it's likely the individual mandate will be declared unconstitutional. Kennedy will probably side with the 4 right-wing justices. But I'd be very surprised if they decide. I think Kennedy will switch sides, and it'll be 5-4 in favor of severing that finding from the rest of the bill. The question is going to be, is this individual mandate question, can that be considered separately from the rest of the bill? And I think it will be.
And what about the Medicaid provision here?
That's a really big one, because half of the people that are going to get new insurance is through a Medicaid expansion. And it's a great program. We've expanded Medicaid here 20 years ago, and for 20 years, every child in Vermont has been eligible for health insurance. So it's a terrific part of the expansion. I don't know what will happen there. I suspect that there's nothing unconstitutional about it. They've had this program for years. They've expanded it from time to time. So I expect that part of the bill, which is really in some ways the most important in terms of the number of people it insures, will stay intact.
My impression is that you believe that there may be questions about the constitutionality of the individual mandate and whether it's needed. Is that right?
Well, yeah, Charlie, I'm not a lawyer. As you know, I'm a physician, so I don't speak about the constitutionality of the individual mandate, but it's definitely not necessary for the bill to succeed. It was mainly put in by academics who built the program for Governor Romney in Massachusetts when they did it there, and for the insurance companies, who, of course, will benefit from extra customers. But the truth is that the number of so-called free riders, the people who will refuse to get insurance until they get sick, is going to be very, very small. And actually, I think it would have been easier for them not to include an individual mandate in the first place, because mandates make people mad. Everybody's a libertarian in America, whether they're a Democrat, Republican, or independent. They don't like to be told what to do by the government. So the actual benefit of having the mandate is relatively small.
Governor, do you believe, though, that the rest of the law as it's written can actually stand without that individual mandate, especially with so many Americans? The latest polling from CBS News finds 47% of Americans don't approve of the health care law, and there hasn't been overwhelming support since it passed.
Yeah, it can stand. It's good. The bill, I was not a supporter of the bill. I thought that it was a missed opportunity, but there's a lot of really good things in it, and a lot of the people are beginning to see the good things already. For example, if you have a kid who's between 26 and 18 or 26 and 21, they couldn't get it. That's the largest group without insurance, other than people over 55 who have been laid off. And so they now have insurance. They're on their parents' plans. You can't discriminate against people now because of pre-existing condition. That starts in 2014. There's a lot of very good stuff that's going to reorder how we pay for health care. So even though I didn't think the bill was that strong, there are some good things in it. It ought to be kept, and I think it's going to benefit the vast majority of Americans.
Governor, you know politics as a former presidential candidate running for the Democratic nomination. Is this going to be politically decisive in this general election?
No.
Okay.
What's going to be politically decisive is the character issues. People basically vote on whether they like the person and respect the person or not. I personally think that Governor Romney, who was going to win the nomination, is so damaged by the birth control controversy and the immigration controversy that he's not going to be able to put together enough women voters and enough Latino voters in order to beat the president. I think the president's going to not only win, I think he's going to take Virginia, Florida, and Ohio, and that's fatal for any Republican effort to win the presidency.
Thank you.